Alright guys, it's an old fight. Guy Mezger versus Tito Ortiz. Just real quick, if you catch a glimpse of these ring girls with their cards, it says pancrase and pit fighting. So this is way back in the day, in the dark ages of the UFC. And you will see Guy Mezger here with the one glove in hand and no glove on the other hand. So they're going to start off real quick. Just quick little background on Tito Ortiz. Tito Ortiz is the wrestler. He has the card the pit fighting. It's just what it was back then for advertisement reasons. And Guy Mezger, he's the Lions Den representative, and his card was pancrase, which means that he's very well rounded. They're both very well rounded in their respective ways, but so it's very interesting. It's the rivalry between Tito Ortiz and the Lions Den. And so here we go. They're doing a good job, swinging for the fences. Guy Mezger does a great job of going inside and going for that kind of single leg in there. Excuse me. So now Tito Ortiz having a very strong wrestling background. You'll see here he does a great job of keeping this knee back, turning his left hip down, and keeping Guy Mezger's head wedged between his hips, so in the middle of his crotch. This puts a lot of stress on the neck. And as you see that, he does a great job of moving around. He's reaching right here. He's reaching just so that he can give a weird base to Guy Mezger. Very typical in wrestling. You're going to see him do a proper sprawl here in a second. He's going to go laces down, which means that the laces are going to go flat on the ground. In Jiu-Jitsu, we kind of call this dead toes. Right there. Okay? So this is a perfect example right here. You see Guy Mezger's head is literally just crumbling down underneath him. He's reaching right here. Tito Ortiz, great job of having his 3 points of contact. This foot, this leg, and his hip onto Guy Mezger's the back of the neck. Again, this puts a lot of stress on the neck, and how he's rotating his left hip into Guy Mezger's head, that puts a lot of stress going this way right here. So that's the goal of a good sprawl. You can see he's got the laces down, gives him proper handle position. Now he's going here for this position because he's going to start going for the cradle. In wrestling is what we call the cradle. So he's going to hug the back of the thigh and the front and behind the neck, and he's going to clasp his hand together. So it's going to be a cradle. Nice little punches in there. He switches to a front headlock position. He's going to the other side, which gives him a good opportunity to have his to throw with the knee right here. Now this is something to keep in mind. See how this knee is down, the other knee is up. This allows his his right hip now to be turned down. This is a proper way for you to be in front of the headlock position. A lot of the times in jiu-jitsu, because a lot of people start jiu-jitsu very late, they don't have that wrestling background, so they tend to be both knees down when they're trying to do this. And it's actually one knee down. If you're having your right arm going for that front headlock like this, your right hand is reaching underneath to the far armpit, then you need your right knee down, just like in this example here. It gives you proper control. So you can tripod up, you can move around them, you can do like a pass by in a sort to get to the back, but he's settling to have that front headlock in the knees, and he's dragging him down. So we're gonna go back here real quick. Guy Mezger comes up to his like a tripod position, and he's getting ready to pull back, kind of like a dog with his head stuck in between the fence. He's gonna pull his head back. And Tito Ortiz uses that front headlock, and he drags him forward again, bringing his weight down towards his hands. You see that here? He postures up, and he pulls him down right there, and then it gives him to the opportunity to go into that cradle position like I was talking about earlier. So he's going to use his head to kind of spear into the side of the ribs here. His hands are underneath. They're clasped. They're together like a chain grip. And then he's going to start throwing those knees again. So you see how he's got him in that cradle position. He's driving forward. It makes it very awkward to do much from Guy Mezger's point of view. Now in here, because of the times they're trying to make the UFC and MMA in general not illegal. So what they did is they start checking for cuts. So as soon as the referee, Big John McCarthy, noticed that Guy Mezger was bleeding and he had a giant cut right in here on top of the head from getting kneed, he stopped the fight. He got the doctors to come in and to look at it. And so they said he was fine to continue, so they restarted. Again, if you are able to watch this fight in the whole entirety, go ahead and do so, because you will see that what I'm talking about. But they went back in. Now this time, Guy Mezger, knowing what Tito, he's got a good opportunity. He's got a good wrestling. He's kind of going after him again. He's coming after him. That break that they had to check on his head for the blood, that gave both of them obviously a good opportunity to rest and heal. But Guy Mezger now just kind of changes his tactics. He's coming in. He's not loading up like he was in the beginning. He's actually moving forward, pressuring Tito, as opposed to trying to counter like he did in the beginning. So right there, that was pretty good. You're going to see him start to work his hips, and he's going to drop back down, and he's going to get that guillotine submission here. And we're going to take a look at it here in a second. All right, so he sees Tito Ortiz shooting in, and you can see Guy Mezger, he kind of changes his level. He has both hands inside, which means his arms are inside Tito's arms. Tito is going wide with his hands. He's going to reach in. He managed to kind of get underneath him, but that gives him the opportunity, gives Guy Mezger the opportunity to go for that front headlock right here, for that guillotine position. As he's doing that, he is driving his left hip, which is the closest one to Tito, forward. Even though he changed his level down a little bit, he's still kind of pushing forward, and he's going to be extending his right leg back. It's going to make his base wider, and it's going to make Tito Ortiz reach further, especially with this arm right here, giving Guy Mezger an opportunity to swing his own arm underneath that armpit and get a hold of his other hand right here that's underneath the chin. He's kind of walking it. There you go. Now that he did that, he's now able to adjust to a proper guillotine, or not, I shouldn't say proper guillotine, proper no arm in guillotine. And as he's doing that, he now lifts the chin up and he sucks his hips forward, causing Tito Ortiz to go from this motion going forward to now popping up like this. Okay? And just when he does that, when he feels like Tito Ortiz has risen up, he squats down to bring Tito Ortiz's weight forward. This causes the neck right here to be extended a little bit more, gives him more room to be able to get a proper squeeze in. And he's going to readjust, because if he pulls guard right here, Tito Ortiz can pass to the side. So he has to readjust back a little bit, and you'll see him by taking this step back. Right there, he squares up, he falls down or sits down. He has it pretty tight right there. Tito Ortiz is doing a good job of defending it. He's reaching over, to kind of release some of the tension. But Guy Mezger, he needs to roll to his left side. And the reason why is because that is the choking arm side. So he managed to get that left hand underneath the chin. So he has to go to that side. And you can see that because Tito Ortiz is preventing from rolling to that side by having this leg extended. But he's going to readjust right there. And then he's going to fall back. Okay, so now that he readjusted right there, Tito Ortiz's leg is no longer posted. So now he's kind of flat. So Guy Mezger, he managed to get the squeeze. He kind of like does like a setup to come up forward. And then he's going to fall back again. And this time take a look at his legs. Okay. So one thing about having a good tight guillotine, which is a misconception and what a lot of people will do, especially in the beginnings, is that everybody thinks it's about the arm squeeze. While that is true, it's not all about that, okay? It's a proper guillotine. You use your legs to push the hips back or push the pelvis back as you squeeze the chin down, okay? So you're extending the spine, making the neck more weak, more vulnerable. And then once you squeeze it, it just makes it a super tight choke. very effective in that sense. So we're gonna look at it again here. He readjusts right there. You can see that he extends. He kicks with the inside of his thighs, points out, and he leans towards his left just a tad to get the proper squeeze. That again, super tight in that sense. That's a good right here, good angle. Okay, you can see that as soon as he kicks his legs stretched out, he will turn to this side. So he will bring this elbow down to the ground. It puts more pressure right in here, and it really stretches out this vertebrae. And if it's not a choke, he's definitely gonna be feeling it in his neck. Right there. See how he turns to his left side? Man, that's textbook. So if you get a chance, check it out and enjoy it.